शरणं नास्ति त्वमेव शरणं मम अन्यथा शरणं नास्ति त्वमेव शरणं मम हृदयं समर्पयामि प्राणं समर्पयामि सर्वं समर्पयामि अन्यथा शरणं नास्ति त्वमेव शरणं मम अन्यथा शरणं नास्ति त्वमेव शरणं मम साक्षात् हरिप्रिया त्वमेव मावागेश्वरी त्वमेव साक्षात् हरिप्रिया त्वमेव मावागेश्वरी महादुर्गा महाकाली महामाया महेश्वरी भाग्यं समर्पयामि कर्मं समर्पयामि तव पादपद्मे मातः सर्वं समर्पयामि अन्यथा शरणं नास्ति त्वमेव शरणं मम अन्यथा शरणं नास्ति त्वमेव शरणं मम स्वयं साध्या स्वयं सिद्धि स्वयं सिद्धा स्वयं प्रभा स्वयं साध्या स्वयं सिद्धि स्वयं सिद्धा स्वयं प्रभा सुगुणरत्ना सुकृतकृता सुमति गंगा समोज्ज्वला मानं समर्पयामि गानं समर्पयामि तव पादपद्मे मातः सर्वं समर्पयामि अन्यथा शरणं नास्ति त्वमेव शरणं मम अन्यथा शरणं नास्ति त्वमेव शरणं मम सुखकरणी दुःख विहारिणे सङ्घं समर्पयामि पुण्यं समर्पयामि तव पादपद्मे माता सर्वं समर्पयामि अन्यथा शरणं नास्ति त्वमेव शरणं मम अन्यथा शरणं नास्ति त्वमेव शरणं मम तिमिरावृता दिशाहीना आत्मस्य पापनाशिनी तिमिरावृता दिशाहीना आत्मस्य पापनाशिनी बहुजनहिताय वाणी तव शाश्वत सत्यप्रकाशिनी आद्यं समर्पयामि अन्तं समर्पयामि तव पादपद्मे माता सर्वं समर्पयामि अन्यथा शरणं नास्ति त्वमेव शरणं मम अन्यथा शरणं नास्ति त्वमेव शरणं मम हृदयं समर्पयामि प्राणं समर्पयामि तव पादपद्मे मातः सर्वं समर्पयामि अन्यथा शरणं नास्ति त्वमेव शरणं मम अन्यथा शरणं नास्ति त्वमेव शरणं मम त्वमेव शरणं मम त्वमेव शरणं मम
We have to meditate every day, just like washing our hands or just like cleaning our teeth. We have to, in the morning time, meditate, and also in the evening, we have to meditate. We have to meditate both the times. Otherwise, we cannot rise, we cannot grow. Just to think that we are realized souls, we do not become. This cleansing has to be done every day, in and out. And this is why none of the experiences which are described are felt sometimes in Sahaja Yoga. And people ask, Mother, how is it we don't feel the kitchery? Because your attention is not also there where it should have been. So one has to try to meditate in such a manner that this working of the Kundalini is facilitated. The chakras are cleansed out, and ultimately you are in a state of meditation. It's not a question of how to go into meditation, but it's the question how to be in meditation all the time. So as you know that Kundalini, when she reaches the Agya Chakra and when she opens Agya Chakra, then you can be in thoughtless awareness. Then you don't think. Thinking just stops. You watch everything, just watch. But you do not get involved into what you are watching, but you just watch. And that watching itself gives you the growth with it. Think of the tree which is, say, in a turmoil or during earthquake. It won't grow. When the earthquake stops, everything becomes quiet, everything is peaceful, then only the tree can grow. In the same way, our growth can only take place if we are peaceful within ourselves. So, for a Kundalini growing wider and wider and rising higher and higher, first thing is we must have peace within ourselves. But this peace is possible if you can make really peace with others. If you cannot make peace with others who are in Sahaja Yoga, who are in the collective, if you are in a turmoil, this Kundalini can never rise. That is why collectivity is so important. Without collectivity, your Vishuddhi cannot open. And without collectivity, you cannot have the growth of your spirituality. If the growth of the spirituality, as they say, the tree of life is upside down and the roots are in the brain. And this Kundalini has to go and water that brain as we water the roots. Then it starts flowing downward. And that's how you start expanding. When you start expanding, then you touch the depth of your divinity. And once you have touched the depth of your divinity, then you start working it out in such a manner that people will know that you are yogis, you are people of higher realm, you have something great. It is not how many times you read something, it's not how many times you talk about Sahaja Yoga, it's not even how many times you just go on reciting names, but how many times with from your heart your pure desire is to ascend. If this pure desire cuts upon you, then the first thing and the last thing you do is to meditate. You can't do without. Even if you try, you can't do without. If you will sleep without meditating, you think, oh, I have not meditated. Not out of guilt, but I missed something. I missed something. That should happen to us. So this power of Gauri has to be respected because she is our mother. She is our individual mother. She has given us second birth. She is the one who knows all about us. She is so gentle, so kind. How she slowly rises. She doesn't give us trouble. She takes all the trouble of penetrating through these centers and she gives us the second birth because she understands everything. She knows everything. She organizes everything. She brings forth all the beauty that once you start developing that beauty within yourself, then you'll be surprised how powerful you are. Because all these things are of the same nature. Is the truth that you discover is the same as the beauty, is the same as the joy. You don't have to think that joy is separate, truth is different, beauty is different. Because we are not yet at that point, we just take one facet. But once we reach that point, then the whole thing seems to be one. There is no differentiation at all. It's all one. Many facets of a diamond, but it's one diamond. And that diamond is yourself, your spirit. So today is a very great day. We have to thank our mother, our Kundalini, the Gauri, for giving us realization and to know that we have to every time awaken her. Every time we have to expand her and every time to worship her so that we always keep our realization intact and keep our ascent intact. It is this ascent which is going to transform all the human beings. So you have to pray to her that keep us pure, make us pure. She purifies you. Her job is to purify your chakras. So please purify us, make our hearts clean, our minds clean, everything clean, and ultimately keep our connection forever and ever lasting so that we feel this beautiful power of God's love flowing through us. For that, whatever is necessary, we will do. We'll be very much in the collective, we'll sacrifice anything, and also we'll try to be very sensible. We'll try to spread Sahaja because when you spread Sahaja like a tree, then the depth will grow also. But it has to be done with the same beauty as the awakening of the Kundalini. She has not troubled you, she has not given any problems to you. So, from that, one has to learn that we have to behave in a manner, the way Kundalini is so gentle, so sweet, so nice, so effective, and she brings our life to some meaning. She completes the meaning of our life. She completes our desires and she takes us to a point where we start seeing the whole thing, the whole universe as one, all human beings as one. She gives us collective consciousness. All this work is done by Kundalini alone. Of course, if she does not go to any chakras and does not awaken any deity, we cannot even have the fruits of those chakras being awakened. So it is all her work, all her ascent, all her uh, understanding and wisdom, which has given us this beautiful uh, state that we call ourselves as yogis. So I would request you all to pay attention to your Kundalini. Try to raise her all the time. See that you get your vibrations. Also see that not only that you get your vibrations all right, but also for others you have a different attitude. Do not criticize others. Do not say anything about uh, how wrong they are, but just see how right they are and what good they are capable of. She is a virgin and still so wise. In the same way, we have to be very wise, very sensible. We cannot afford to waste our time now because We have to save the whole world. It is our responsibility. If we do not now work out even our own chakras, we cannot help anyone. So, first of all, we must work out our own chakras and then we can help the whole world. It's not something like a cult or an organization where you just say, I belong to this cult or this organization. So, all right, I'll be saved by God. That's not promised in such. There's nothing like a ticket to heaven. It has to be worked out. You have to work it out and work it out with full understanding as to what is this Kundalini is and how she works. May God bless. I bow to all the seekers of truth. You have been already told about these centers within us, their qualities, and these three channels which constitute them. But one may ask, why all this instrument placed within us? With what purpose? And why evolution has to go further? The reason is you have to now become the spirit. Go beyond your physical, emotional, mental being and become the spirit. Because spirit is the reflection of God Almighty. And spirit is the universal being within you. When you become the spirit, you become a universal being. You become a universal being doesn't mean that you take a certificate that you are a universal being. Not at all. But this state of being an universal being is manifested in you. It is manifested as a innate knowledge within you. As you have innate knowledge of colors now, you know this is this color, this is this color. You see it. In the same way, you become aware of you being a universal being. Means a microcosm becomes the macrocosm. Again, I say becomes. It's not just a feeling that you have become. Like a drop becomes the ocean. But again, it's not just a mental understanding, but it is a happening. And this happening takes place, and you become a personality which leaves your boundaries, limitations, and you start seeing yourself as a very loving, affectionate, compassionate personality. When a child is born to a mother, she feels tremendous love for the child. From where does she get this love? Is innately built within her. And her love becomes doubled. Whatever love she had for herself starts flowing towards her child. But when you become a universal being, then your compassion takes a very universal personality. Then you do not think that you are an Australian or you are an Englishman or an Indian. But you just think that we are part and parcel of one universal personality. Now, this feeling sometimes can be confusing. The word is. Feeling means I feel very happy, I feel very unhappy. It's all a mental projection. But it becomes part and parcel of your awareness. This is the point I want to make very clearly to you, that it becomes just an awareness of collective consciousness. Then you can't avoid it, you can't just get rid of it. As you feel for your family. Why do you feel? I mean, some even don't feel that. But most of you feel for your family, for your children, for your wives, for your brothers, sisters, father, mother. So why do you feel for them? Because you have expanded your personality. So you just feel it. But when your personality is that expanded, then the whole world seems to be your family, your relations. Then you do not see a person superficially, skin deep. But you see a person as a part and parcel of your being. Not only that, but as you can feel your own chakras on your fingertips, you can feel the chakras of another person on your fingertips. And then if you know how to correct, you can correct those centers and correct their problems. Today, I'll just deal with one chakra, how when one chakra goes out of order, what happens to us. It's very interesting to find out how we suffer from so many diseases because of one center. This center is the second center of Swadhisthana. Second center of the Swadhisthana is attached to the Nabhi, the third center, and moves around the whole of that green area. It can go to the end, to the periphery, or it can be anywhere. And the duty of this center is mainly to convert the fat cells for the use of the brain. That medical science doesn't know. The other functions are to look after the liver, to look after the pancreas, look after the spleen, the kidneys, and the intestines. So when we start thinking too much, when we become futuristic, we start planning everything. I mean, sometimes people plan so much that you don't know where you are left with that plan. And that planning gives you a terrible mental exertion, and you need more energy for your cells in the brain. So this has to pass, as you see here clearly, it has to pass into your brain, the energy. But when you think too much and plan too much, and if you are successful, then you develop an institution called ego, which is a big yellow bile in your head. That's not only thing. But as you start thinking too much, you neglect all these viscera, all these organs in the viscera. And thus you have very big problems of health to begin with. Of course, when you neglect your liver, liver is, they say, you will live till your liver will allow. Now, this liver has to clean all the poison from your body. It comes out as heat and is delivered to the bloodstream. But when this is neglected, this poor liver doesn't know how to function without the energy, and all the heat is accumulated in the liver. So a person suffers from liver trouble. Now the symptoms are he gets migraine, he cannot see the sun, then also he gets very hot tempered, irritable, angry, because there is so much of heat. Then this heat passes. I was telling in Canberra, most of the bureaucrats have this problem because they plan too much. And where do we land with that planning? God alone knows. So, then this heat passes upward and downward. So, when it passes downward, it gives you a very bad problem of terrible constipation because the heat constricts your intestine, large intestines. It also coagulates your kidneys, by which you have kidney trouble, you cannot pass your urine. Then you go on the dialysis and you are certified as really dead because you cannot last longer. It's a very expensive treatment, but doctors do not tell you frankly that, oh, you are not going to live. Then this heat can pass upward. And when it goes upward, it goes, say, to your right heart as shown there. As a result of that, you develop asthma. Of course, asthma is connected also with the left side. So when there's triggering done by the left side, then you get this horrible disease called asthma. Then this heat can go upward and can ruin your throat. It can freeze your right arm. It can make your left eye red and also your left ear deaf. But by chance, if such a person is young and using too much physical energy and mental energy, as well as drinking a lot, he can have a very fatal heart attack, a very massive one, and he may die very early in age. You must know that all such attacks at a young age always are fatal. But when you see to the other side is that there is a pancreas which is neglected. As a result of the neglect of the pancreas, you develop a disease called diabetes. Even the mothers who are extremely planning type and thinking type give that disease to their children. And children are born with diabetes. Then you have the third problem with the spleen. This is the most dangerous one. Nowadays, as the life is, we are all time bound, very particular about time. As a result of that, we have become extremely hectic. Supposing you sleep very late in the night, then you have to get up early in the morning somehow get into your clothes and run to the office. Don't even take your breakfast, your wife will give you. So on the way in the car, you are eating your breakfast. And then you read the newspaper. You get a shock of your life because so many horrible things are happening. Newspapers will never give something that is good or is doing well, but something that has gone wrong to give a sensational feeling. It gives you sometimes horrible things. So early in the morning, if you read something horrible, being a human being, you are sometimes shocked. Then you find there is a jam on the way and you get so upset and all your peace is disturbed. Now, this spleen is responsible for creating red blood corpuscles when you are in emergency. You must have seen when you eat your food and you run, you get a pain here. That's because your spleen is trying to pump out new RBCs. Now, to create that, this spleen has to work very hard. But it cannot understand the crazy, hectic personality. Every time it tries to cope with it, it goes crazy. So such a spleen becomes crazy. And ultimately, with some triggering on the left hand side, you develop a horrible disease called as leukemia or blood cancer. Then also your intestinal problems, the pain in the stomach and all that, indigestion, all go hand in hand only because of one center only on the right side. I have not even described the left side center. So if I describe all these, then the whole materia medica will be described. It's like that. So all the permutations and combinations of these centers give you physical problems, then the left side gives you the mental problem. Now, when the Kundalini rises, as I told you, she pierces through these centers and like pearls, the thread passes through different pearls. So the left and right hand are brought together and are nourished, and that's how you feel all right, your health is all right. So when the Kundalini rises and when she touches the spirit, the seat of the spirit here, the flow of the grace also on the sympathetic nervous system relaxes your center and nourishes them. Plus the rising of the Kundalini helps you such a lot. But unless and until you get awakening of your Kundalini and the last breakthrough of the last center, you cannot feel all right. And you have to work it out in a proper way, understandingly how to cure yourself or how to cure others. You have to also know how to protect yourself. But you definitely become a personality who can cure people, who can cure themselves. I mean, Sahajogis don't go to doctors at all, I have no question. As soon as they get into trouble, they know this burning started. Now, this is it, clear it out. They are the doctors, they get the diagnosis, they know the medicine, finished. So the first thing that happens to us that physically you feel perfect. After that, you don't age also. Your age comes down. You don't have wrinkles. You don't have worries. Because all your worries are due to your left side or right side, which is causing you two institutions of ego or superego.
श्री कुंडलिनी स्तुति स्तोत्रम। जन्मोद्धार निरीक्षणी हतरुणी वेदादि बीजादिमा नित्यं चेतसि भाव्यते भुवि कदा सद्वाक्य संचारिणी मां पातु प्रियदास भावक पदम् संघायते श्रीधरा धात्रित्वं स्वयमादिदेववनिता दीनातिदीनं पशुम्। मानव के जन्म से ही उसके उद्धार का निरीक्षण करने वाली वेद शास्त्र के बीज की तरह आदिमा की तरह हमेशा अंतःकरण में प्रकाशमान होने वाली, पृथ्वी पर सर्वदा सुख देने वाली, सर्वदा ज्ञान में संचार करने वाली, अपने प्रिय भक्तजनों को भावनिक स्तर पर संगठित करने वाली, कांति, तेज, शोभा धारण करने वाली, स्वयं आदि देवता, हे सुंदरी, दीनों में अति दीन पशु जैसी हमारी अवस्था है। कृपा करके हमारा रक्षण कीजिए। रक्ताभामृतचंद्रिका लिपिमयी सर्पाकृतिर्निद्रिता जागृत्कूर्मसमाश्रिता भगवती त्वं मां समालोकय। मांसोद्गन्धकुगन्धदोषजडितं वेदादिकार्यान्वितं स्वल्पस्वामलचन्द्रकोटिकिरणैर्नित्यं शरीरं कुरु। रक्तवर्ण कांति धारण करने वाली, अमृतमयी, चांदनी की तरह तेजमान रहने वाली, सर्पाकृति, निद्रा अवस्था में होकर भी जागृत कछुए की तरह हमारी ओर, हे देवी, आप प्यार से देखिए। सर्व दोषों से युक्त इस नश्वर देह को कोटि कोटि निर्मल चंद्र किरणों से और वेद शास्त्र कार्यों से परिपूर्ण कीजिए। सिद्धार्थी निज दोष विच्छल गतिर्व्याजीयते विद्यया कुण्डल्या कुलमार्ग मुक्त नगरी माया कुमार्गश्रिया यद्देवं भजति प्रभात समये मध्याह्नकालेऽथवा नित्यं यः कुलकुण्डली जपपदां भोजं स सिद्धो भवेत्। सिद्धि प्राप्त करने की अपेक्षा करने वाला साधक कुंडलिनी के ज्ञान से स्वयं के दोष समझ सकता है और कुमार्ग से दूर रहकर दोष मुक्त जीवन आचरण करता है। ऐसा साधक सुबह, दोपहर या नित्य श्री कुंडलिनी स्तोत्र का स्तवन करता है, वह सिद्ध पुरुष की उपाधि प्राप्त करता है। वैवाकाश चतुर्दलेति विमले वाञ्छाफलोन्मूलके नित्यं सम्प्रति नित्यदेहघटिता साङ्केतिता भाविता विद्याकुण्डलमानिनी स्वजननी माया क्रिया भाव्यते यैस्तैः सिद्धकुलोद्भवैः प्रणतिभिः संस्तोत्रकैः शम्भुभिः। वायु, आकाश, अग्नि एवं जल तत्वों में वास करने वाली यह श्री कुंडलिनी शक्ति अपवित्र इच्छाओं को नष्ट करती है। मानव में होने वाले माया मोहजाल को भी पूर्णतया नष्ट करती है। कुंडलिनी शक्ति हमारी माँ है। आत्म साक्षात्कारी कुल से जन्म लेने वाले साधक इस पवित्र स्तोत्र के पठन या श्रवण से उनकी आत्मा को प्रकाशमान करते हैं। वाताशंक विमोहिनी बलवच्छाया पटोद्गामिनी संसारादि महासुख प्रहरिणी तत्र स्थिता योगिनी सर्वग्रंथि विभेदिनी स्वभुजगा सूक्ष्मातिसूक्ष्मा परा ब्रह्मज्ञान विनोदिनी कुलकुटीराघातिनी भाव्यते। श्री कुंडलिनी माता चैतन्य रूपी लहरियों का आवरण निर्माण करके भक्तों का उत्थान सुखकारक करती है। संसार के दुखों का नाश करके ब्रह्म ग्रंथि, विष्णु ग्रंथि, रुद्र ग्रंथि आदि ग्रंथियों का भेद करती है। सूक्ष्म से अति सूक्ष्म ब्रह्म ज्ञान की चर्चा करने वाली यह कुंडलिनी मां षट चक्रों पर आघात करके उनको प्रकाशमान करती है। वंदे श्री कुल कुंडली त्रिवलिभिः सांगै स्वयं भूप्रियाम् प्रावेष्ट्याम्बरचित्तमध्य चपलाम् बालाबलानिष्कलाम् या देवी परिभाति वेदवदना संभाविनी तापिनी इष्टानां शिरसि स्वयं भुवनिता संभावयामि क्रियाम्। 3.5 कुंडल में मूलाधार में स्थित यह श्री कुंडलिनी मां स्वयंभू प्रिय है। यह अबोध स्त्री है। इस मां में अनेक कलाएं हैं। मां वेदमुखी है। साधना करने वाले भक्तों पर उनकी कृपा दृष्टि रहती है। यह एक तपस्विनी है। सहस्रार में शोभायमान दिखने वाले इस मां का हम आदर करते हैं और उनको प्रणाम करते हैं। वाणी कोटि मृदंगनाद मदना निश्रेणी कोटि ध्वनिः प्राणेशी प्रियताम मूलक मनोल्लासैक पूर्णानना आषाढोद्भव मेघराज जनितध्वान्तानना स्थायिनी माता सा परिपातु सूक्ष्मपथगा मां योगिनां शङ्करी। कोटि कोटि मृदंग नाद का दमन करने वाली, कोटि कोटि ध्वनियों को दूर करने वाली, प्राणों की स्वामिनी, जिसका मुख कमल पूर्ण चंद्रमा की तरह है। वह अनेक आनंद रूपी वनों को उल्लसित करती है। आषाढ़ के मेघ गर्जनाओं से निर्मित अज्ञान रूपी अंधकार को दूर करती है और सदैव स्थिर रह के सूक्ष्म मार्ग सुषुम्ना द्वारा योगियों का उत्थान करके उनका कल्याण करती है। हे श्री कुंडलिनी मां, हमारा रक्षण करिए। त्वामाश्रित्य नरा व्रजन्ति सहसा वैकुण्ठकैलासयोः आनन्दैकविलासिनीं शशिशतानन्दाननां कारणम् मातश्री प्रियकुण्डली प्रियकले काली कलोद्दीपने तत्स्थानं प्रणमामि भद्रवनिते मामुद्धर त्वं पथे। हे कुंडलिनी माँ, आपके आश्रय में आने वाले साधक वैकुंठ, जो श्री विष्णु जी का स्थान है, और कैलाश, जो भगवान श्री शंकर जी का स्थान है, वहां सहज जा सकते हैं। केवल आनंद से शोभायमान दिखने वाली शत चंद्रमा के तेज की तरह सुंदर हे काली माँ, आप ही संपूर्ण कलाओं को श्री महासरस्वती के रूप में उत्तेजित करती है। हम आपको प्रणाम करते हैं। हे देवी श्री महालक्ष्मी, हमारा उद्धार कीजिए। कुंडली शक्ति मार्गस्थम स्तोत्राष्टक महाफलम् यः पठेत् प्रातरुत्थाय स योगी भवति ध्रुवम् क्षणादेव हि पाठेन कविनाथो भवेदिह पवित्रौ कुण्डली योगी ब्राह्मणीनो भवेन्महान्। कुंडलिनी के शक्ति मार्ग के 8 श्लोकों का यह स्तोत्र महाफल देने वाला है। जो प्रातः काल में इस स्तोत्र का पठन या श्रवण करता है, वह निश्चित ही योगी बनता है और क्षण में कविश्रेष्ठ होता है। इस कुंडलिनी योग से योगी महान, पवित्र और ब्रह्मज्ञानी होता है। इति ते कथितं नाथ कुण्डलीकोमलं स्तवम् एतत् स्तोत्र प्रसादेन देवेषु गुरुगीष्पतिः सर्वे देवाः सिद्धियुता अस्या स्तोत्र प्रसादतः द्विपरार्धं चिरञ्जीवी ब्रह्मा सर्वसुरेश्वरः इति श्री आदिशक्ति भैरवी विरचितम् श्री कुंडलिनी स्तुति स्तोत्रम् संपूर्णम्।
त्वमेव साक्षात् श्रीकल्की साक्षात् श्री आदिशक्ति माताजी श्री निर्मला देवे नमो नमः। ॐ त्वमेव साक्षात् श्रीकल्की साक्षात् श्री सहस्रार स्वामिनी मोक्षप्रदायिनी माताजी श्री निर्मला देवे नमो नमः। श्री निर्मला देवे नमो नमः। श्री निर्मला देवे